Hey my friends, welcome back to Falcon RC, and here we have the Falcon 25 done basically, and you already watched the flight videos. Overall guys, this aircraft, after you pass all the little troubles that you have to go through it to get it together, it's really a nice flying plane. I mean, it flies great. If you have experience flying, airplanes already, you are at least an intermediate pilot, you should be good to go with this type of planes. It's really docile on the air. I mean, you do have to have your rates low, basically almost just like recommended on the book, because it is very tricky. I mean, if you have too much movements on the control surfaces, it is going to go all over the skies. So it is very responsive. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you basically all the troubles I have to go through it. To start with, let's start with the book basically, or the manual. They don't really say much about it. It's just a bunch of pictures on the book, and they don't tell you what screws goes where or what size are they, I mean, so you are gonna have to kind of figure that out yourself, guys. And then I have a couple of missing parts. To start with, I have the firewall miss, the one that you will be using over here if you are using a pusher prop. That one was missed on my kit, so somebody forgot to throw that in there. Also, let me flip it over right here, and I was also missing the cover hatch for this right here, where you put your Allen key right here to screw the wings onto the fuselage. I'm missing this cover right here, which actually what I just did, I actually just placed my speed control over here. So I just figured out a way basically to use that hole, and it turned out pretty good, with the speed control over there. And then I was missing all the colors, these things to hold the wheels on place right there. You're supposed to get 6 of these ones, basically 2 for each wheel set, and I only got one. This is the one I'm missing at the front. And what else I was missing? I think that was about it with the missing parts. Let me flip it back over. Then we're gonna go to the little bit of defects over here on building this thing. To start with, the hole where your wires goes into the fuselage, the one on the wing where your wires are coming out over here, is on this back side of the wings part, and the one on the fuselage was on the front. So I basically have to drill my own hole in the back over here to let my wires go inside. So I guess they just put the hole in the wrong spot. And then they say this aircraft is for fuel or electric, but it's as much fuel or electric as any other fuel power plant, really. I mean, it can be converted to electric, but you are going to have to do your own modifications. Like for example, the cockpit over here, on the book it says that goes to the fuselage, you screw it in. You put 4 screws basically, one screw on the front, one on the back, on each side, and that holds the cockpit in place. But if you are using electric power, you have to get in there very, very often to change batteries, every flight, and that will be just too much trouble to have to take the screws out every time. So what I did is put a little hatch, like right here, a little lug. I just put a wood over here in the front. Put 2 metal pins, as you see right here. And did the same thing on the front, put a little block over here with the 2 holes. And on the back, I just got a little lock system right here. You probably know the name of these things. I don't really know. Just a little lock. So just hook this thing on the front. It's very, very, very simple to do. A little bit hard to do with one hand though. When you just lock it on the front, put it down, and just this locks it on place. And on the inside, there is no battery tray. Basically the tray that comes in here is for the fuel power tool. You have two holes over here for the servos, and then a space over here for your radio equipment. And there is no room for batteries, so you have to modify that yourself too. So what I did, I just cut the ribs from the fuselage on the side, flush with the bottom hardwood over here and just put a balsa wood on top of it. And I just put Velcro on it to put my battery in, and I screw some Velcro to straps to make sure the batteries are all in place very tight. And put my servo in front, you know, as you can see right here. I'm actually using one of them orange servos from Hobby King, and overdrive I think it's called, this little system that won't let your servo get stripped. And actually works pretty good. As you notice on the flight video, I broke the firewall on the landing gear on the front, and it saved my servo. I mean, the servo gears are not broke or anything. I can still keep using the same servo. So it was basically both, I guess. It was a good quality servo, and this thing right here, that doesn't allow the things to break that easy, you know. And after that, what else? Let me think, guys. Overall, you know, it is a nice looking plane, but like I said, you have to put up with a little bit of headache putting it together. And oh yeah, cosmetic stuff right here. As you see, the airframe, the wings don't really go all the way into the airframe. That is actually bad because they actually forgot to put a little. Let me see if I can focus into that hole over there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but anyway, there is a little hole on the wing right here on this point, and they forgot to drill the hole in the fuselage, and they also forgot to give me the pens that you're supposed to put in here to get the wings into the fuselage, just to keep them from, you know, goggling around. So right now the only thing that is keeping that is the screw that is holding the wing in place into the fuselage, and the spar that is actually there on the CG. Oh, and talking about the CG, the center of gravity, it is actually on the place that they recommended. I'm flying it about 3/4 of an inch in front of the recommended CG. So the recommended CG should be okay, you know. I really haven't tried it, but let me try to put this thing back in place here, guys. There we go. Nice. So anyway, back to, well, let's talk about the power system now. As you notice already, I'm using 70 millimeters EDF. I mean 80. This one is from e-flite, rather powered by e-flite. The EDF is nice, really. It's balanced perfect. I think it's built out of some sort of plastic. I don't remember the name of the plastic, mixed with carbon fiber. So it's very strong. The blades are very strong. And the engine I'm using is the one that they recommend for it. There is only one thing I have to say about it though. For some reason, they recommend a 100 amp speed control, and they recommend you to use the e-flite to speed control. I think it's about $100 or something. I don't really remember the price. But on my test and on their test, there is really no need for 100 amps speed control, because the way they tested with a 6-cell LiPo battery, they only pulled 60 amps on it, you know, and that was with I think they were getting 5.5 pounds of thrust or something. I have not been available to get that much thrust out of it. But anyway, and the way I'm flying it, guys, it has plenty of speed, you know, and I'm only pulling between 45 and 50 amps, so there is no need for a 100 amp speed control. At least you go with high quality, high C rate batteries, like a true 60C batteries. You will need the 100 amps, because I'm sure you will pull a bunch of amps with a true rated battery, you know. So the speed control I'm using, I have to take the hatch again. I'm using actually a Hobby King speed control. I don't know if we can focus into it. It depends on the lighting right here. Oh, there you go, very nice. Good for you, camera. Hobby King is 90 amps, I think it's 100 amps burst. No UVC in it, and I actually don't recommend you to use UVC inside the speed control, because they can get hit pretty hard. I mean, pretty easy with this many servos. So I'm using an external UVC right here. Let me show it to you. You can see this one right here. There we go. That is my UVC. So overall, guys, this airplane is a great flyer, but you do have to put up with a little bit of trouble, you know, to get it on the air, basically. And oh, by the way, too, I also got my air intake in here, because you know, there is no way to get air inside the fuselage, so I cut myself an air intake right there. But I'm actually going to do the same thing on the other side. And also the decals on this aircraft, the ones that they give you, they're actually very nice. I like them a lot. The only problem I see with it is that they are the plastic that they are built with is pretty thick, so if you really get close to it, I don't know if, look at that, the camera is not picking it up. There you go, you can see the joint right there. But you have to get like very close to it, you know. So overall, it's a great thing. I actually put, you know, this right here, Falcon, on the pictures they show it over here on the vertical stabilizer, but I put it on my little cover right there that I made for the fan. But anyway, guys, a great aircraft. Oh, one more thing too, I almost forgot. I know the video is getting long, but I just need to mention this because it's, I guess, important. Guys that are flying this Falcon, the 120 size and the 60 size, are actually doing a down thrust on the EDF engine. I did this from the beginning of the build. I just been forgetting about mentioning this, but I don't know how clearly you can see it, guys. But there is, I don't know. I don't think that thing is on. Right. But anyway, I have 1/8 of an inch of down thrust on my firewall. You see the firewall right there? I put a block over here on the front of the firewall. That is giving me 1/8 of an inch of down thrust, and the aircraft flies great. So I'm not even gonna take that block out of there and see how it's gonna fly, you know, with the regular straight thrust. Because with the regular straight thrust, even though it's only 1/8 of an inch, this tube right here actually levels out with my vertical stabilizer. I mean, with the horizontal stabilizer right here. So I mean, it will really make it more pitchy, you know. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is because it's flying great, and so I'll never know if it needs it or not. But I guess it does, because like I say, whenever we went for main fly, only I think it was like 3 or 4 times that I hit the trim tab up, and that was it. It was flying level and rocket solid basically on. It doesn't want to pitch up or pitch down. So okay, guys, I think that's all the information I have for you. Keep tuned. I'm gonna try to get this thing on the air pretty soon again. So thank you for watching. See you next fly.